Welcome back to Feed the Beast Monster. I'm CZSurvivor, and today will be the last time that you will see the Feed the Beast Monster world on my channel, for I will be ending this series and starting a new one. But for now, we will have a world tour, and down in the link below there'll be a world download with everything up to date for you guys to use, explore and develop however you want. Well, I thought we'd do a world tour. So here we're at spawn, where it all began. Quite a desolate place now, destroyed by the meteor mod, which created a meteor, actually no, it had a meteor shower and a meteor. This meteor landed here and had a meteor shower which rained down blocks all over the area, as you can see, creating one hell of a mess, and meaning that I couldn't build in spawn, so I decided to leave here. Now if we come down in this hole, you'll see this is where it all began, down in this hole. There's still many resources left here from the beginning that I just couldn't be bothered moving, to be simple. Loads of diamond chests, there's loads of stuff around here, there's other stuff everywhere. My little farms, potions, deep dark portal. This is where I had my original XP farm, enchantment table, a coke oven, where I first started my magic from Thaumcraft. Down here was my Tinker's Construct area, and here, still in its place, is the Nether portal, and down here was the quarry, which is no longer in use. Well, not quarry, strip mine that I took a hammer to and absolutely destroyed. Here is the first quarry I ever made, and here you can see a few chunk errors that occurred. Something to do with forced chunk loading caused them to glitch out, and due to the mod pack being updated and new mods being added and old mods being changed, the terrain generator had changed, as you can see, and you can see all different parts of the terrain that has been modified because of it. And here is the quarry, unfinished. I gave up on it for I needed new resources that had come with the new update. So we moved on to a new quarry which barely got anywhere, and that was also given. Now in one of my more recent videos I created this steam train system, which was just a fun little project that I wanted to do, which used railcraft steam trains to get me from spawn to my new base in leisure style and just for fun of it. So here is my base in full decor, with it being fully built, and there are patches here and there that have not been finished, but I've really ran out of things to do that would be entertaining, and I've kind of lost interest in the pack. I've run out of stuff to do and I've kind of got bored. So we'll have to go through and start off with many different sections. So first of all, I think we'll start off with the farm area using my factory loaded farming stuff. So here we have, let's see, we'll start up here. Sugarcane farm, which merely has a harvester. We have a redstone farm, which has a harvester and planter underneath, just a grass patch. Here we have milk, wool. I did have a load of sheep in here. For some reason, most of them have disappeared. We have a wood farm using oak trees, and here we have a rubber tree farm from the Mine Factory Reloaded rubber trees. Here we have a nether plant farm. You can use what you get from it to produce many nether products like nether brick. What is it called? Quartz. Nether quartz and all that. Here we have uranium, which powers my uranium reactor over there, and a big reactor off in the distance. And here we have nether wart, because I need it for a few things. Next of all, my semi-automatic redstone flux recharge station, which used nether stars to produce the power. So here we have a nether star generator which takes a nether star and converts it into 1 million RF. Up here we have a chest for inputting nether stars, and behind here there is some redstone. Just let me get my pick out so I can mine through it, which is set up so that if we click this button, the door is shut, which it not normally is because I gave up on this because I didn't need any more power from it. I'm double clicking repeatedly. It would turn on, but only if both this redstone energy cell and this redstone energy cell were practically empty, using a, not a comparator, an AND gate, meaning that if input A, B and C are true, output a redstone signal, which I have this thing here called a factorization item shifter, which we cannot access because I do not have the item, or do I? Just let me check my inventory. No, I don't. And it's basically said to receive redstone signal, send only one item, and so it does. Power comes along these cables, along these into the resident energy cell, and then sent off into a tesseract for use. Next of all, we have the totally over the top nuclear reactor setup from CZSurvivor, which is not 4, but if I can stand on this, 8 nuclear reactors to produce one absurd amount of power, which I am using to power these machines that produce the uranium for it. In those 2 glass chambers we have hazmat suits for handling the uranium. Don't really use them. They were mainly for decoration and for the rare occasions when I needed to handle the uranium manually due to breakages and other stuff. Then up here we have the business, where all that power is going to. So first of all, we have a cobblestone generator using the extra utilities transfer node, which just, if you've got water and lava next to a piece of cobblestone but a transfer node on top of it, it will constantly generate cobblestone inside of its inventory, which is then going into an ME interface, and behind it I have a level limiter telling it to turn off once it has X amount of cobblestone. I can't remember how much I set it to. Now here we have the main thing. So this here is a mass fabricator which will turn energy, and if you put in scrap, into UU matter, which is being stored in this drive here, which is an ME fluid storage. We're currently using more uranium, no, not uranium, UU matter than I am producing. And here's just a cell which I need to keep here because I need to use that to set fluid exports in case I want to change something, plus decor, because you know what this place is for. And we have all these purple lamps in here to signify UU matter. Now this blue clay here was originally purple due to original Minecraft textures being blue clay was purple, but considering I now use John Smith because it got an update and allows you to use it in modded Minecraft, it's now blue and doesn't kind of look right. But hey, that's what we have to deal with. Now over here we have the, which was this? This is the replicator, which is currently turning UU matter and EU, which is the power system from CZSurvivor, into diamonds, because I ran out of diamonds and thought I have all this UU matter, let's use it. And we have that funny glitch between CZSurvivor and NEI turning everything green. So yeah, here we have a pattern storage, and here we have a scanner which will scan items, destroy them and turn them into patterns, which I have 2 stored up here, a diamond and an iridium ore. And basically we have what's this? Oh yeah, extra crystal memories for if I want to create more, and over here is the output for the diamonds because I have a ejector upgrade over here automatically pumping them out. Next of all, the mob system, which processes, automatically kills and produces mobs. So we'll go into the heart of it, the main system which produces most of, if I can actually get down, most of the resources from this system, and creates the mob essence. And oh man, okay, we have a problem here. Something's gone wrong, right? Because this is just basically a explanation video, we'll set this to peaceful just for you lot at home. Right, so Oh, I know why. Right. So one of the updates to the pack changed how one of the mobs operates, and it allows them to destroy light sources, which is anything that produces light. And unfortunately, the crystal blocks, which are for Mistcraft portals, produce light, and as you can see, they've destroyed it. So I'll have to fix this up off camera for you lot to use. So normally they get teleported from here into here, and there's a thing here, I forgot what it's called, that sucks mobs towards it. Then over here we have grinders that automatically kill the mobs, and that produces mob essence. Then that mob essence is sent over to these machines over here, which are auto spawners, which will automatically spawn a mob putting a safari net inside them. And we have squid villagers, which is for another project, and all sorts of mobs. Back here we have a wisp system, which also has a Mistcraft portal, which is for some reason turned off. This one isn't broken, and it's basically the wisp spawn up here, and a corporal attractor, which was that item that I showed you before, I just remembered its name, pulls the wisps down into the portal and teleports them off to a kill chamber. Now if we go down here, we can see more of the system. So this is withers, witches, oh, I remember what this one is. This is one has a slaughterhouse, which turns any passive mob that produces meat into liquid meat, which I then use to create my food source of meat ingots. Now here is the totally humane villagers to emerald, where it melts down villagers into emerald, which I cast out into blocks, which I have a couple thousand blocks of emerald of. And yeah, nice and simple. It currently has a bit of copper in, because you need a liquid in there to injure the mobs. Back here, squids with water, and yeah, that's the majority of the mob system. This place was kind of like changed, redesigned, and I'd sort of given up on it. Now over here, this room, oh, there's some of the crystals, is my custom enchantment room. So beneath us we have XP berries. It's quite bright, those XP berries, and we have XP depository, and over there there's a clicker, an autonomous activator, which will right click the berries, making the XP drop in front of them. Then this item here is a vacuum hopper, which sucks in XP and items, but there's only XP going in there, which gets put into some pipes, which sucks the XP off and stores it in the system. We have an XP shower here, as you can see, for XP. Don't really use that, I mainly just click on the tank to get XP. Here we have a auto enchanter and auto anvil. Here are some of the enchanted books that I have. An auto disenchanter. Here is a right, let's explain. You put your book in here, it will then break it down into a plate, which you use to make enchanted books. So you put the plate in here, it will print out 3 enchanted books of that plate and then get the plate destroyed. So 1 book becomes free, so you triple what you originally had. And here is an uncrafting table, which you use XP to uncraft items. For example, this crescent hammer here will become these items for 4 experiences, 4 levels, which I do not have. Now here is the last wing before we get inside the main building. So first of all, we have some blood magic. Now this is a ritual, the binding ritual to be precise, that allows you to bind items into the magical items from blood magic. For example, a diamond sword will become the blood magic sword, which I cannot remember its name. Now these 2 cobblestone structures, which aren't using regular cobblestone, it is compressed cobblestone, is turning cobblestone from these transfer nodes, which you saw before, into octuple compressed cobblestone. As of yet we still have none, so you'll have to leave the system running to get some more, or I might just leave it running for a while to get some more well, to get some octuple compressed cobblestone for you lot when you download the world. Now here is a lot of a generating system using the blood magic. Now down here there is a ritual beneath this that is called the Serenade of the Nether, which produces, you guessed it, lava blocks, which this buildcraft pump is pumping up, sticking it into this ender tank, which is being distributed throughout a base for things that need it. And lastly, buildcraft laser room. We have 4 groups of 9 lasers, which is 36 lasers that converge on this one assembly table, allowing it to assemble anything we want. We just put the items in there, and it is automatically outputted to here with an on and off switch, because these lasers are lossy in power and they constantly eat power whilst they're in standby. Not as much as when they're running, but still whilst they're in standby. Now onto the tower. We're going to finish off, well actually no, we've got a few more places to explore, but we're going to start off my main building at the top of the tower and work our way down to the bottom. So first of all, up here we have Cursed Earth, which spawns mobs with a vacuum hopper and ender chest, which takes the items and puts them into the ender chest, which goes to my system. Now here we have my blood altar, which is currently turning blood, well, which is currently getting blood from those mobs up there, and is putting it into my private soul network. And yeah, so we have a little optimization here. So you put what you need to have filled with blood in there. You put an item output over here. I don't have an empty hand. So let's say you wanted the first slate, you put it in here, turn this on, and it'll automatically pull the item out as soon as it's been transformed, automating the system. And this is a tier 5 altar, the largest altar you can build. It requires 4 beacons and a lot of runes. Here's a bit more blood magic. These are the alchemic chemistry sets, which allow you to make potions. For example, the flight potion. As you can see here, some use of the emeralds, which I acquired by humanely slaughtering those villagers by melting them down. Now down here is a ritual, which is the ritual of, I can't remember. Let me just have a quick look. Well of Suffering. Sounds pleasant, doesn't it? Which basically is constantly killing those mobs up there and putting blood into the altar. Now down here is the main chamber of my base, where you come in from Mistcraft, and I was going to set up a nice little portal network with Mistcraft, a nice bedding area and other stuff, and portal to the Twilight, and some port set up here to the Nether. But as you can see, it never happened. I just never got around to it. Mistcraft stuff, quantum armor, and we have power armor, blood armor, which I'm currently wearing, and quantum armor, which I believe are the 3 most powerful armors in this pack. We have this little piggy thing here, which is a donation station, and if you put an item in from a mod, it will tell you the mod author. So, well, the mod it's from, Tinker's Construct, and the mod author, or multiple mod authors, depending on who or how many people develop the mod, and a donation link if you want to donate to them. So there's the Mistcraft thing, as I said. And over here was a project I was going to set up, and I named this turtle Smiley Face. And basically it was going to be an auto Mistcraft portal where you click a button on the screen for which area you want to go to. So for example, the Nether or Spawn, it will switch out the Mistcraft books and automatically create a portal, but I never got round to it because I was struggling with the code. I know how to code in Visual Basic, but for some reason Lua wasn't working for me. I've coded in Lua before. I do not know. Down here is the main processing and power production for the base. So here, there and there are 2 steam boilers being powered by Elementum, which we'll get onto in a second. and they produce steam, which again pumped directly into these steam dynamos, which are converting it into RF, which is being stored in these resonant energy cells and also being distributed via tesseracts. We've got this conduit running around. Here is automatic charcoal production for power. We have a few more optimizations, sludge boilers to turn sludge from the manufacturing loaded farms into semi-useful items. Here we have an auto item recharging system, so I merely drop the item into a pouch, the green ender pouch. It'll automatically get charged, put back in there, and I can access it. Here we have two Railcraft rolling machines, which roll steel plates here, and over here tracks, well, standard rail, and basically automation. Here we have our automatic liquid processing, and here we have the meat packers, which produce the meat that I eat. We have it being tesseracted in. This packs any, not pink slime, it's blacklisting pink slime, and it's packing liquid meat into meat ingots, and the pink slime goes over to here, so I can bucket it out if I need it for anything. Once that is full, it hops over into the fluid void, and they automatically output to adjacent inventories going into the ME network, which we have here. And lastly in this room, actually no, second to last, we've got two more things here that I'm stood on. We have my power production and ore processing and other automatic productions. So back here we have four groups of 6, which is 24 radioisotope thermal electric generators, which use pellets of RTG fuel, radio thermal generator fuel, which is made from a byproduct from the nuclear reactors, which is plutonium, and you basically produce a small amount of power, but it is infinite. And up here we have a couple MFSUs, with the outside having high voltage solar arrays to produce power, and we have a few more power storage, and that basically goes into all these machines. It has auto ore processing, auto other crafting of stuff, and basically all hooked up to the ME network, which you can see running throughout the base. Now here, these control the mob farms, so once I have, for example, so much redstone, it'll turn off the witch farm. Once I have so much ink, it'll turn off the squid farm, and so on and so forth. Down into the next area we have some more automation. So here we have automatic clear glass production. I currently have all the clear glass that I need. As you can see, some of it's in here. Now this produces clear glass. Oh, that's where one of the sheep's got to. Never knew that. Here's the use of some of the lava to power the smelteries. Now this is for producing aluminum brass or aluminium brass, however you want to say it, which continent you are from, America or England. So yeah. Now that was for drawbridges, but I haven't used many. Well, I've used quite a few of them, as you've seen around the base. It was the thing that dropped down the glass back at the wither spawner. Now here we have coke ovens. I just needed a bit of creosote oil for the rails. So yeah, in front of this we have bees, which we'll get onto a bit and I won't explain more. And back here we have a quantum link chamber with a quantum entangled singularity, which allows you to connect your ME network over a long distance. So I have the main bit here, and in the BH, which we'll get onto a bit, it's connected to, allowing that area to access here. Then we have deep storage, water bottles and other water related auto crafting. Basically automatically puts it into here, right clicks and fills it up. We have item deletion, item movement all over here, power for the AE network, Eulorium, charcoal for the steam train, and that's where all the items come in. And yeah, so that's that. We have some liquid movement and other stuff. Here we got the main, well no, the crafting center for all things across my base. As you can see, lots of recipes stored in here. Never filled one of those up. And lastly, in this level is this, which is automatic ore processing for items that when you mine drop stuff. Because my quarry, I changed it over to use Silk Touch. It was basically to do with lag, and I wanted to get rid of it. Get rid of the lag, because when you mine items with the quarry, it kind of dropped XP, and lots of XP entities that would never despawn just due to the way it was, creates a lot of lag, so it automatically places them down. Then I use a fortuned block breaker to break them, and we do good. Here we have some packages which package lead and other metals into piles for smelting into the ingots. So next of all, Thaumcraft. Now this area is pretty barren. There's nothing here, here or there, and I did plan this room out differently, but due to the way things, well, actually the Thaumcraft pack changed, so I had to do things differently and so on and so forth. I basically had to change this room and it ended up being pretty empty. So here we have the, oh, I forgot what it's called, Arcane Infusion, that's it, and it basically infuses items with magic. Over here we have a crucible automatically being filled by this golem. I ran out of water because I basically blocked it up when I was doing some building and never fixed it, but that doesn't matter because I've not needed it. My research table, my arcane workbench, deconstruction table, and a diamond chest full of stuff that I used. Now the big bit which looks epic, and you can see some stuff here, if we put this on, you can see everything, a flourish of colours. Now here, behind some warded glass which is completely indestructible, is a hungry node which basically destroys blocks around it, but due to me using warded glass it cannot destroy it, and I basically use this recharge pedestal with a compound recharge focus, which basically breaks, for example, let me find a compound aspect, Volatus into base aspects, which are the 6 ones, Ignis, Terra, Perdito, Aqua and Ordo. And basically you recharge your wands here. For example, the one that I have over there, or you can recharge your staffs, which basically can't go into the table but are a bit more powerful. Let's get the armor on because I can't be doing moving very slow and not having night vision. So next of all, this is a very tall tower. We have the next part of the Thaumcraft, which is aspects. Now for some reason, I think similar to the Mistcraft portals being destroyed, is my jar area, which I think some of the jars emitted light and the monsters had spawned down here due to me not lighting the place up properly, and decided that they would destroy my jars. So yeah. So basically here I have a alchemical furnace, is it? Yes, I'm correct. Which basically melts down items into the furnace, which then this golem, which is a towel golem with the decanting core on him, if we can have a look. There you can see the core on him. Just turned him around. Let's try this again. Which basically allows him to move aspects around into jars. Over that way, after dropping down, an elevator leads to the nuclear power. That is over to the mob essence and XP, and that's just a dead end. Now over here, my favourite build and my most inventive and unique one is Withers. So this used to be a manual with a killing chamber which locked it in a chamber that I manually whacked with a sword to kill, And I could die, but I never die due to having ridiculously overpowered armour. So here, in this spruce case, is a witherless rose, which basically means she can't get withered, and this was used when I used to manually kill it because it helped me not die. But times changed and I created an automated system, and it's just here for memory, and it fills up this, gives something to this wall to look more than barren. So over here we have push button to spawn and kill wither. We'll give it a quick push, and whilst it's spawning it, we'll have a look behind here. Oops, those were illusion blocks, weren't they? Forgot about that. Let's just put you there. The wither should be spawning, yep. Well, the construction of it. So these are illusion blocks, you can just walk straight through them. And here is the redstone, quite a complicated mess. You can have a look at the video where I explain it a bit better. Now the wither's currently being spawned. It spawned a T-shape, and that's broken as well. Why is everything breaking for me when I'm trying to show it off? No matter, it's basically supposed to spawn the wither, soul sand. It might actually be out of Nether Star, wither skulls. No, it's not. Okay, I don't know. It's basically supposed to spawn the soul sand, put wither skulls on the top, but this thing appears to be broken and stopped working for some reason now. It then pushes into this thick glass cage, which I have used the wonderful care of warding on, making it so the wither cannot destroy. It's trapped in there, and then this shock panel kills it instantly. And here we have some bees which are producing wither skulls. Right, so there was two reasons why it didn't work. One, I'd accidentally clicked one of the repeaters and changed the timing, and two, I was on skull, so it would never have spawned. So here you can see it being spawned, pushed up into the thickened glass, and in a couple of seconds, bye bye, as it gets killed by the shock panel. And the system automatically resets, ready to kill another wither. We are now almost done with the tower, with only 2 more levels to go through. So first of all, we have automatic elementum here, and here. I'm currently picking it up due to the way the thing is set up. Basically, it's automatically putting in coal and cobblestone, which the cobblestone is getting turned into potato and saxum, and the coal is getting turned into ignis and potentia, which is then used to make elementum. Saxum is not needed, so it's being voided in this void jar. Over here we have herb production, which I turned off due to not being able to produce enough leaves and running out of saplings, which would power these lamps of growth and make this mana bean farm, which you can see here, run a lot faster, which the guns automatically harvest and plant. Here we have a sub AE network, which is basically for ethereal essence and mana beans, which we've started to collect quite a large amount of. And on to the last level of this place, which has kind of been destroyed by mobs, with them automatically destroying light sources due to this area not being fully lit up, which is annoying. I don't know why, but yeah, I wish that mod had never been installed because I really don't like it. It's a horrible thing. So down here we have the beacons. I turned them off for fear of lag, plus they kind of collided with my blood magic suit that I was going to build. So yeah, it just became a big giant decorative room of uselessness, let's say. So on to the second to last thing we have left. This is the drill rig, which has a laser drill here that basically mines bedrock indefinitely, will never break it, and produces nether ores and overworld ores. As you can see, we've got a nice collection of stuff. We've also got wither skeleton bone chips. I'm not sure. I think I might have linked up the system a bit wrong. I think I know why. I'll have to fix that, but that doesn't matter for now. It's working, and yeah. Up here we have a big reactor which is powering it. We have liquid ender at the outside, and then diamonds in the core surrounding the fuel rods, which basically dissipate power. This is the most power and energy efficient design out there possible to make. We have some lights and chunk loaders to keep this thing running. I kind of increased its size halfway through and never finished off fixing it. Now down here we have a hole. I basically dug down to bedrock, built a tower of TNT and lit it, and we got this thing. And I also like being on fire whilst doing that, and yeah, this is what we've got, a lovely hole. Oh, and check out this view as you come out, entering that tower of the laser drill. I think that just looks plain epic. And not to forget the train station, which I nearly did, which I built here. As you can see, we have a water tank which automatically produces water, as you can see, which fills the train up with water, and a lovely little station that I built just for decoration purposes. So yeah, and now on to the final thing of my base before it meets its ultimate demise. So here is my BH, which I never did complete. I currently have 2 out of the 7 combs that I need to make the full comb. If you can imagine, there would be another 4. I know. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra combs to create a honeycomb like shape. So unfortunately I never finished it because I got this. Now here you can see a lot of flowers. As for this is the reach of the bees. Now basically here is what I had set up for the bees. I have an Apiarist gear here to protect me from any negative bee effects, and it was optimized and it works. And over here was going to be one more bee setup where the bees were just going to be built into a decorative area and optimized, one for each different bee that I wanted to use, but I never got round to it. Here we have automatic centrifuges for centrifuging combs. I was going to build that into a decorative thing as well, but yeah. Now here we have a alchemic chemistry set just for refilling my flight potion that I have. We have our A network, wireless access, storage and other stuff. All my purebred queens, just a quick scroll through them, you can see them all. Up here we have my ME network, which, well, the quantum link chamber to the ME network in the overworld, with tesseracts and other stuff up here. We have a chunk loader and a magnum torch. Magnum torch stops mobs from spawning. Down here we have this is designed to kill bees very quickly with whatever the bee needs to work next to it, for example flowers, leaves, formic flowers, rock, whatever. And this basically melted bees down into bee DNA, which was used by these machines. This was my inoculator, which I injected bees with what DNA serum I wanted. This is the isolator, extracts bee gene types. This purifies, this fills the bee genome, and this purifies it. So as 16 charges, this has excellent quality, this has poor quality, and you get an empty average quality one. This produces mutagen here, which is used by this machine to breed bees selectively and always get the new species that you want. And lastly, to the bee age, the bee power room, which basically has petroleum bees, 9 to be precise, well actually refined bees which produce petroleum comb, which you turn into oil and fuel, which powers a fuel powered steam boiler, as you can see here, which is producing steam going into steam dynamos to power the base. We have a refinery here constantly refining the oil. We have 4 centrifuges, 2 for oily comb, 2 for the fuel combs, and yeah, this is what I built. I finished off this room. It's a nice room, I think. And yeah, power production in the roof, the wall, just getting it here, there and everywhere. I have now primed the nuke with as much explosives as possible. This is the new IC2 nuke mechanic. Basically, you put a nuclear fuel in the center, for example uranium blocks, or plutonium. I think there's another one, plutonium being the powerfulest. Then you put just 1 stack in the outside of industrial TNT. Well, actually it might not have to be 1 stack, it might be less, and apply redstone signal, and bada boom. So let's take a step back. I have a wireless remote named Boom linked up, and for it's time to detonate. So we'll detonate it from here so we can see the nuke actually activate. Maybe there goes the nuke. We'll take a step back, move screen, and prepare for my demise.
To get it right, know when to fight. I can't believe what you've done. You were never the one to say anything or do anything.
I believe the nuke has now gone off. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you will see all the chunks updating, and this is definitely the nuke has exploded. Now hopefully we've done this right. I set the game's code to do block drop faults, so blocks should not be dropped on the floor. Hopefully. This might have not made as much dent as I thought it would. I've probably put it a bit too high. I probably should have put it a bit lower, but here goes the explosion, and there goes my base, slowly updating and slowly disappearing. So whilst that goes, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll be starting a new series, probably Thaumcraft, where technology is not as abundant and the beginning is so hard. It's plain fun. So yeah. So if you're new to the channel, as I said before, subscribe. If you really did like this video, especially blowing up the base, then hit that like button. Also, don't forget the world download is in the description. Of course, before I blew up the world, because who wants a blown up world? So yeah. Don't forget to put a link to share this on Facebook, Reddit with your friends. You can follow me on Twitter as well. Links are down in the description below for anything mentioned. Stay well, and Survivor out.